Hello, this is Chris Newton. If we were to believe some online experts, then you won't listen to an audio message like this for anything longer than 6 minutes. Well, here goes that rule. You see, I've put together something for you that has 26 minutes and 9 seconds of content, plus my introduction and brief summation. But it's my belief that you'll not only listen to it through, you'll be so hooked on the content you'll want to hear a great deal more. I assure you it's 26 minutes of powerful listening. In fact, we spent 3 days sifting through and editing this down from over 8 hours of audio tracks, which in turn were distilled from 3 days of professional recordings of one of our renowned Australian marketing events. So please stay around to the end. You're in for an absolute listening treat. Perhaps I should explain. And to do that, let me take you back into the early 90s. As you may know, my then business partner at Results Corporation, Paul Dunn, together with myself, were pioneering marketing in Australia in a big way in those times. Some said we were shaking the very foundations of business thinking in this country. We ran national seminars on business, we produced marketing and sales breakthrough manuals and video programs for business owners, and we provided how-tos on things like lead generation, professional selling, writing advertisements, telephone handling skills, customer service, and so on. Then we invited some of the world's most forward-thinking, brilliant marketing minds to Australia to expose our clients to their thinking. Not the self-appointed instant gurus you see around today, but true legends in profit-building strategies. Legends like America's highest-paid marketing consultant, Jay Abraham. Visionaries like Michael Gerber, the author of The E-Myth, and Michael Bash, a founding vice president of the $0 to $1 billion Federal Express phenomenon. Over the ensuing years, thousands of our Results Corporation clients lined up to be at these high-level events. And with Jay's participation in particular, we introduced Australia's first marketing boot camps. These were like nothing ever attempted before in this country. They were intensive, sleeves rolled up 3-day workshops. The fees to attend were huge, even by today's standards, $4,000 or $5,000 for the weekend. Yet we'd get 110 to sometimes 150 businesses eagerly signing up for each bootcamp event. During the 3 days, we'd introduce our bootcampers to revolutionary marketing concepts that had their heads spinning. But then we'd workshop those businesses too in one-on-one hot seat sessions, showing them not just the theory but the practical applications for taking their businesses to new levels of profitability. Sounds a bit over the top to say it was a life-changing experience for those businesses, but it was. To this day, I still get former boot campers telling me how attending a boot camp was the catalyst for their breakthrough success in their business. And remember, we're talking about events of 20 years ago. Indeed, it's been largely at the urging of an overwhelming number of former boot campers and other Results Corporation clients that we've now made the investment to resurrect our archive file tapes and to make our very best legendary bootcamp event accessible once again. So, in the 26 minutes that follow, I'll take you into the room at a bootcamp for a taste of what happened during those 3 days. You see, after one of our most successful boot camps of all time, we resolved to create a new program from the content and call it Breakthrough Marketing Strategies. And Paul spent time in a studio introducing the key sessions with brief explanations. By the way, let me warn you up front. The snippets I've extracted for you tend to jump from one concept to another. It was the best way for me to let you get a taste of the depth and breadth of the bootcamp experience and the vast amount of material in the bootcamp tapes. As well, you won't hear any discussion about online strategies here or websites or email campaigns. These bootcamps were before the rise of the internet, which in a way is pretty exciting because the content takes you back to the true foundations of powerful marketing concepts and strategies that worked then and still work massively today in any medium. These concepts catapulted hundreds and hundreds of businesses into profitability as never before, and even especially so when times were tight and tough. At the end of the 26 minutes of audio montage, I'll come back and let you know how you can get all 8 hours and 14 minutes of this Breakthrough Marketing Strategies program, complete with the specially produced workbook and a questionnaire that will help you analyse your own business. There's more on top of that again, but I'll leave that until you've listened to these snippets of the Life Bootcamp event. In 26 minutes, you'll know if you want to invest in the full Breakthrough Marketing Strategies program or not. That I promise you. Let's pick up in the bootcamp room where I'm explaining the concept of soft dollar.
The most powerful soft dollar thing that you can have is information. Because you can put things on paper that can solve people's problems, save them tens of thousands of dollars, make them money, help them do what they do more efficiently, cut down their production times, increase their quality standards with the expertise that you've got now. And how much does it cost you to tell them that? Nothing. It is an extraordinarily powerful marketing tool, and you will see more and more examples of that as we go.
Let's say, instance, Tim, you were to put together a report on the 97 best ways to get value from your mobile communication network, or whatever you would say. The report is a $100 report. We are gifting it to you.
And the coupon said, oh, I'd love to get the results report for a year. And remember, we were sitting down in the office one day, and we said, what would happen if we put another box on there which said, you can also subscribe for 2 years, and when you subscribe for 2 years, we'll gift you a memory program, or whatever it was that we gifted. 60% of the people took 2 years, instead of discounting 10%. Why not check, as Chris sort of said, why not check what happens when you have it at full whack, as it were, but you add something on? So if you've got something of $100 and you say a 10% discount, that, in my mathematics, just cost you $10. Why not take an item which in retail value might, let's say, be $15, but only cost you $7, and say, when you get this item, it'll be our pleasure to gift in this. Guess what? Saved at least 30%, but what did the customer get? Customer got 50% more. You understand? They would have saved 10, but they now got an item that was $15. Be interesting to test those two options. Does the 10% discount work, or does adding value work? Our experience would say, by the way, that adding value works. Not only does it work better, but it makes more commercial sense.
We have a client selling catamarans, fiberglass catamarans, $250,000 catamarans.
That's a big idea. This one.
They had this unbelievably beautiful product. The people involved were engineers and interior designer involved and so on, and they owned everything they did. So this was a gilt-edged business, but a new business in Brisbane. And they would take clients out on these boats, and the people would fall in love with them, and they would get the client right to the point of the pen over the contract, and for some reason the client wasn't signing. So they spoke to us and said, what more can we do? We've shown them the boat, we've shown them the specifications, we've painted the picture for them, we've done everything we can. What can we do to just tip the scales and get them to sign? So we tested for them a little concept. This is a simple little test of packaging, adding value. The added value was that when you signed the contract, they gifted you a what? Dinghy. No, I'll tell you something even better. Before I go on, why do you think people were quivering over the thing, wouldn't sign it? Sorry? It was fear. It was fear that the boat would start being built for them, and then the company would go down and they'd lose their money. That's what it was. So the added value thing that worked for them was when you signed the contract, they gifted into you a Lloyd's of London insurance policy on them, so that if they went down, you got your money anyway. Worked phenomenally. How much extra did it cost them? I don't know, but it was $200 or $300, $400 or $1,000. It was dirt cheap on a boat of $250,000.